In this video, I'm going to show you on how to get your correct measurements. We're going to be measuring the bust, waist, hip, and then from the bottom of your neck to your hips. We need these measurements in order for you to get your correct pattern size. So let's get started. The first thing you're going to need is a flexible tape measure, which I have here. And you don't want bulky clothes to throw off your number, so it's best to do this in your underwear. Obviously this is for a demonstration, so I'm not going to do that. But the first measurement I'm going to want to get is my bust. So I'm going to take my tape measure, I'm going to wrap it around my back and pull it around the fullest part of my bust line. So I want to make sure that my tape measure isn't hanging too low, but it's going perfectly straight across the back and to the front. I'm going to pull this until the tape measure meets with the other one so that it's nice and comfortable. Once I have where the tape measure meets, I'm going to look, and this is going to be the number for my bust line. So I'm going to write this number down. The next part you want to measure is your waist. So what you should do is place your hands on your hips. Now right above the hip bone, just slightly above that, is your waist. So my waist is right here. I'm going to take my tape measure, wrap it around my waist till the tape measure meets. You're going to make sure that this is still lined up all the way around and it's not lower or higher. You just want it to stay level. So you want to make sure that your tape measure fits comfortably around your waist. You don't want to do too tight because then your clothes aren't going to fit right, and you don't want to do it too loose because your clothes are going to be big. So you're just going to find where the tape measure meets, put your finger there, and write down this number, which is the size of your waist. The next part I'm going to measure is my hips. What I'm going to do is place my hands at the top of my hips, and then I'm going to run my hand down until I find the widest portion of my hips. This is what I'm going to measure. So I'm going to take my flexible tape measure, wrap it around my hips until the tape measure meets. Then I'm going to put my finger there and write this number down. So now this is my hip measurement. The next one you want to get is your neck to your hip measurement. So in order to do this, you're going to put your tape measure, the back or the bottom of your neck, right where your neck starts to taper off from your shoulder, that's the bottom of your neck. So you're going to take your tape measure, place it at the bottom of your neck, and it's easier if somebody else can help you so you can make sure this is straight. And you're going to go to the top of your hip bone. I'm going to mark this with my finger, just hold it. And now this is your measurement for your bottom of your neck to your hip. Once you've written down your sizes, you're then going to want to consult the pattern in order to find out what size you are. You either find this information on the back of the envelope that the pattern comes in, sometimes on the pattern flap, and then sometimes in the actual directions on the inside of the pattern envelope. So ours is listed right here. At the top are the sizes that are contained in this envelope. Then you'll see, you can just ignore European size unless you need it. You have bust, waist, hips, and back, neck to waist. So these are the 4 measurements that we just did. So what you're going to do is now look over to underneath these sizes and find the measurements that best fit you, and then once you find them, that's what size you are. So if you look at it and your bust is a 36 and your waist is a 28 and your hips is 38, you would be a size 14. Obviously we don't always fit into this nice little chart they have. So if you're making, let's say, pants, and your waist puts you at a size 12, which is a 26 and a half, but your hips make you the size 14, which is a 38, I would do the 14, because you can always make the waist smaller, but you're not going to be able to make the hips smaller. So whatever's the bigger one, you're going to want to do that size. Same thing with the bust. So if your bust happened to put you in a size 16, but your waist is in a size 14, do the 16. You can always adjust your garment later. Now you may look at these numbers and start getting worried because when you go and buy clothes in the store, you're a size 6, but this is telling you that you're a size 18. You don't need to worry because the pattern sizes for patterns is different than the commercial clothes. And the reason for this is because commercial clothing companies use what they call vanity sizing. People get happy to say they're a size 6, so they tend to make the number smaller even though the clothes may actually be bigger and be a different size. So don't even worry about this number up here. Just look and find what measurements closely match you and then do that size that the pattern recommends. You want your clothes to fit comfortably.